And we are live from the underground, from Dad with the Phone, from Woodland Park, Colorado. It is quarantine. Quarantine everybody. Quarantine everything. Shut down everything. That's all I can tell you is going on right now. But I can tell you I had an interesting phone call today. Call from Denver. I don't always pick up my phone when I don't know the number, but something told me to pick it up and push record. And so I picked it up, push record. And for the next 40 minutes, you're about to hear a phone call from someone who has spent time in the Denver Women's DOC system, the Department of Correction system, from Denver down to Pueblo. She's going to give you some insight into what Krystal Lee Kenney is going through, what Letitia Stock's going to go through. Love it or hate it, love it or like it. You know, we all have an imaginary thought about what prison is going to be like, even though most of us that are on the other end of this haven't spent any time in prison. This girl had first originally reached out to me on Facebook and had messaged back and forth with me on a couple of things. Randomly calls me out of the blue today and gives me a 45-minute phone call that at best will be entertaining. She has had a crazy story. She has a crazy story. That's all I can say. I could tell you about it, but it's way better if you just listen to her tell it firsthand. And so this is just a phone call with Dad. You're joining. I will be in and out of chat. I'll be watching. Have fun. Please be respectful. This is a real person. And a lot of times when I play phone calls, you guys destroy the people on the other end of the phone call, whether you like them or hate them or don't like them. This is a real person who's been through some stuff. So please be respectful. If you're not being respectful, you might get bumped. You might get booted. You might get blocked, banned. I can tell you this. I could care less if you follow Dad with the Phone right now. I don't care because I just don't. Because my viewership is going up and the world is getting smaller and smaller in their homes, and they're going to need good content to pay attention to. And if anything, this phone call is good content, especially for you true crimers, especially for you that want to understand a little bit more about what it would feel like to go into prison for the first time. This is from someone who knows. And so I hope you enjoy this phone call. Like I said, be nice in chat. You might get blocked, you might get banned. You don't want to get blocked or banned. You don't want to get blocked or banned. So be nice.
Once you're there, and then how to count down the days.
So what's going on right now? Were you in prison in Denver?
Yeah.
So so KK's up in prison in Denver.
Okay, and I got switched to Pueblo.
Okay.
So but it doesn't really matter if you're in Denver or Pueblo. It just matters how many points you have, which they do that to try to figure out if you're going to be a menace or not. Like if you're a gang member, if you've done this before, like they want to keep those kind of people away from people who haven't done this before.
How long were you incarcerated for?
Only 3 months. Yeah, and actually I was paroled in the spot. They even told me, hey, listen, everybody needs to be humbled. I'm really sorry that you got yourself into this situation, but we're going to parole you on the spot, and that hadn't happened in Colorado ever. I had a very unique situation.
So how long were you sentenced for?
Just a year.
So you were sentenced for a year and you did 3 months?
I did 3 months, yeah. And I know how to count the days now, too, just because mine was supposed to be violent, but it wasn't violent because I didn't hurt anybody. But I was still domestic violence. So even if you don't hurt your partner, you are still domestic violence.
So it was a domestic violence charge?
Yeah, I'll have to send you the email about the whole charge. Kind of bullshit. I mean, I think everybody thinks their charge is bullshit, but mine was definitely kind of weird. He had set up cameras, not cameras, but audio things all over his house, and then took me out, got me really freaking drunk, and then took me back to his house and had me belligerent. And this is 7 years ago. I mean, I was belligerently drunk.
and he recorded it all?
And he recorded it all, and then he turned that into the DA, and the DA freaking charged me. Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. I feel stupid about it still to this day. I have a little 3-year-old now. Trying to get the case closed. You know, I don't trust cops after that, because it really could have been like, you know what, you guys, straighten the fuck up. But instead it had to go through this whole ordeal, and it did. It went through the whole ordeal.
So what was like your first, like, what was kind of your first day in DOC? What do you remember, like, when you got finally sentenced?
DOC, oh my God. Okay, so I decided to cut most of my hair off. So I didn't have to deal with not brushing it.
So did you have a warning? So you were sentenced. How long when you were sentenced did you have before you had to report?
Well, I was on probation. So I got put into DOC because of a noise violation.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So I was on probation, and we got a noise violation, my fiance and I. The love of my life. He's no longer with us. We do have a child. Yeah, he committed suicide about 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. And again, this is all happening 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and my husband and I knew each other for 20 years. We were just best friends. It was it's a sad story. I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
Anyway,
so you get there for the first day of reporting to DOC. They take you in on probation, and you go in.
Let me just talk about going back after you're sentenced to that room that everybody else is sentenced to.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, what am I going to do? And thankfully, my psychologist gave me some Ativan for the day. And I felt fine while I was in the holding area. And all these people were in the holding area too, waiting to be put into prison. There was like probably 10 or 15 of us. And then finally they took us back into the Denver jail.
Okay.
And there were some of us that were going to prison. There were some of us that were going to jail. There were some of us that were, you know, just going to get out the next day. And I just remember really, really being scared and asking some of the older gals that were going to prison, like, what am I going to do? Like, how do I do this? Are they going to attack me? Are they going to rape me? Are they going to hate me? Are they going to, am I going to be in this situation where I'm not going to be in control, you know? And they're like, no, you're going to go to the DOC and you're going to be there. Listen, and you're going to be there for 7 days to 14 days in isolation. And you're going to get out 3 hours a day, one for breakfast, one for lunch, and one for dinner. And that includes your time out to be out of the pod.
Okay.
And so when I first got there, I was scared. And then we got to prison, and they said, hey, you don't have enough time to walk around the courtyard. everyone was like giving me shit, like, you don't have that much time, dude. You have a year. Like, you're stupid. And I'm like, no, this is not stupid. This is scary. And I went in, little blonde me. Everyone called me Blondie, and everyone called me Piper from the Orange is the New Black. And I get in there, and as soon as I get through the doors of my cell, it's cold. Like, there's no blankets, there's no pillows, there's nothing. It's just cement and nothing. There's a window, but it's just nothing. And the door shuts behind me, and the guard says, "Good luck."
Just leaves you.
God, I'll never forget it. It was crazy. I lost my mind there for 7 days. Lost my mind.
So you were in isolation in a room that was just kind of a concrete room, had like a little bench and a toilet.
Yeah, they eventually gave us our blankets and our stuff.
Okay.
But unfortunately, my room had a drip, 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 drip.
So it was just, you just
from
listened to it for 7 days.
No, that's where I learned how to tear up tampons and put them in my ears. Like, it was so terrible. I never want really anybody to go through the drip, drip, drip part of it. No, but even the letters that I wrote my husband when I was there, like, was just, like, I can't even see straight. I can't even know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Like, my thoughts are getting to me. My mind is getting to me. It's too much isolation. And I met some really, actually, incredible people that could be in a movie or something. This really, really attractive gender-haired gal had robbed the bank when she was 17 with her boyfriend, and she got sentenced for like 10 years, and she was there just getting transferred over to another facility. And man, I was thinking, oh my God, like, she didn't even know any better at 18, you know? And she was just kind of gave me the lowdown on how to do it. It is very scary. It's a very scary place to be.
So you're up in Denver. Are you in the Denver City Jail at this point? Or are you in?
No, I'm at DOC.
So you're at the DOC facility in Denver, and now you said you ended up getting transferred down to Pueblo. Why did they transfer you?
Because I wasn't a high risk.
Okay.
Yeah, we called it the winery.
The winery?
Yeah, like if you wanted to go to like Napa or something, because in Pueblo, it's beautiful. I mean, the yard is beautiful. The track is beautiful. Where I was, I could go outside anytime I wanted. I could order out for food.
You could what? Order out for food?
Yeah.
Like order out to where?
KFC or Wendy's or
anywhere in Pueblo.
pizza.
They delivered to the prison?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So if you had, how did you pay them? Just from your commissary?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, and you get all the free ice cream that you wanted. You got great food, salads and stuff, because the food came in from the psych ward, which is right next door. I mean, it is like a little community. It is like all these women are like a little community. Like we're not mad at anybody. We're just a community. A lot of women were mad at me for being pretty, I guess. I don't know. They did attack me a lot until I had to fight back.
So you got into some fights?
I got in 2 fights, yeah.
Gotcha.
I got in 2 fights in the restroom because there's no cameras in the restroom, but I ended up on top. I'm fine. It definitely is just a princess's holiday, though, in Pueblo.
So if Krystal Lee Kenney, she'll probably get transferred down there.
She'll get to Pueblo, and she'll just have a final time.
Yeah, you think they will? Do you think they'll accept her being that she helped kill another woman?
Yeah, absolutely, because people there were accepting women who microwave their children.
Wow. So
it just, there was a lady there that microwaved their baby, and she had been there for 15 years. That's where people get sent to life. And then that's also where people get sent to because they don't have a lot of gang or anything affiliations. They want to keep the gang affiliation stuff to Denver so that they can handle it.
So if you go into the women's facility here in Colorado, you feel like if you don't have gang affiliation, you're going to get sent down to Pueblo probably.
Absolutely. If you don't have any,
even if you've microwaved your children, even if you've microwaved the baby.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And no matter what you do. And it's not like it used to be. Like in the 80s, I was hearing like the older women talk about it. Like they would freaking beat up people for the shit they do for kids. But not anymore. It's kind of like, no.
Because there's a possibility she's only going to do about a year. Like, or less. Because I
know exactly what she's gonna do.
Yeah. So she's gonna do.
So you're gonna take off 12 days. So you get a piece of paper. Get a piece of paper. So she's gonna do 12 days a month.
She's gonna do 12 days a month. So whatever that is.
It wasn't a violent crime. Is she a violent crime?
No, they gave her the aggravated, so she has to do at least half her sentence.
Okay, so that's 12 days a month. If it's not aggravated, it's 10.
Okay, so so she got the aggravated. Yeah, so what is 3 years? How many months is 3 years? I don't know.
So you have 12, 12, and 12. Do you have a calculator?
No, but I'm looking it up right now.
12, 12, and 12.
Somebody in chat will tell me faster than that. I gotta pull.
And then plus she's gonna get for doing any schooling that she gets or anything like that, they're gonna take time off.
Will they let her be like a nurse or anything like that in there?
No. She's gonna be a piece of shit to these people. These people are gonna treat her like a piece of shit.
So that's 144 days.
Like everybody's there except for the inmates are gonna treat you like a piece of shit. Now, one of the things that somebody told me while I was there was, and it was Sergeant. He said, "Listen to me now."
She's gonna do 36 months.
Yeah. He said the people that are in charge of the prison are the inmates, not the officers.
So the inmates are in charge. You say the inmates are going to give her a break and let her slide.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, a break on what she did. Yeah, nobody fucking cares in Pueblo. In Denver, they do. But nobody cares in Pueblo. But she'll probably be transferred to Pueblo.
Okay. So in Denver, you're saying the gang members might have beat up this white girl. They might beat her up for being a little white girl, though.
No, but here's the thing. I was a little white girl, too. They just don't care anymore. They're all about selling their commissary, making money, like...
Yeah, and she's going to have money. Stuff. She has money.
Yeah, they want her money. They're not going to beat her up.
They're going to take her money, though.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be like, hey, can you put this on your commissary for me? Hey, can you do this?
Can you give me some fried chicken from KFC?
Exactly.
Hey, if you're ordering KFC, you need to give me some KFC, huh?
They never even mess with it. They don't mess with it anymore. It's a whole new perspective. The older women there are like, man, I tell you the day that we beat up people, but we don't anymore. And these women just go on There was a woman just right out of Inglewood. You should look her up. Was it Inglewood? Maybe she was a real estate agent. She decided, and I was in prison with her. I spent a lot of time with her.
Okay.
Actually walking around the yard with her. And she had tried to commit suicide with her 2 children in the car.
Oh, this the girl that was up.
Huh?
No, that girl committed suicide. There was one girl up in Highlands Ranch that did that, but she
Yeah,
committed.
it was Highlands Ranch or something like that.
But you're saying this lady didn't commit suicide. Did her kids die?
No. They ran out and they were running for help. But she had put them in the car with her.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. I'm sure it's probably easy to Google.
Yeah. So
Google
you're in
it?
prison. You're in prison with this lady.
Yeah, Google her name real quick, and I'll let you know about her.
I don't know. Let's see. Woman.
Let's Google Highlands Ranch mom that tried to kill herself in her garage in her car with 2 little kids, and it'll come up. Real estate agent.
A real estate agent. Let me see. There's let me see. 1 year ago this month, but but this was like a while back. So
it was in 2013, yeah. But you'll find her.
2013. She's guilty to try to kill herself. A Douglas County mother who tried to kill herself and her 2 children and botched in 2013. Murder suicide, pled guilty. Yeah. So let me see what her name is.
Yeah.
I got her mugshot right here. So
I was in with her. Yeah, brunette.
Yeah, she's a brunette. Erin Elizabeth.
Erin, yes, I know Erin.
Erin Elizabeth Gabrieth. It's like Gibrieth or something.
And Erin said, "Oh my God, I was not trying to kill my kids. I called somebody ahead of time to come get them. I was not trying to kill them. I was trying to kill myself."
So what happened? That was her story?
That was her story that I heard in prison, yes.
So she gives her story of
she got 8 years and then 8 years on parole.
And so you walked around the yard with this lady.
Yeah, and I talked to her about what she did. Yeah.
A lot. Okay. So she was trying to kill herself. She was not trying to kill her kids. Well,
yeah, there was something going on with her ex-husband that was messing with her mentally, and she just couldn't handle it.
But not, when you get there, everybody's kind of on level playing field. Nobody really cares. It's all about the money you got. They don't really care what you did.
Yeah.
Even if it has to do with
what
children.
What can you give me?
What can you give me? Yeah, because what you did out there really doesn't affect anyone in there. So, yeah, I can understand that rolling that way. You're saying up in Denver, though, if for some reason Krystal got stuck up there, she might have a different kind of time.
Well, okay, so a couple things is I'd rather be in prison than Denver County Jail.
Oh, yeah.
And in Denver prison, I'd rather be in Pueblo.
Gotcha.
So it can be a very scary place, but it's not really. I mean, you're just talking about whole people that got caught for drugs.
Yeah, a bunch of
mean, those people are innocent, like as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
These little drug addicts.
You went there for some domestic violence stuff with another guy. Did the guy get in jail?
No, I am actually going to send you right now. What's your email?
The real dad with the phone at gmail.com.
The real
dad with the phone.
With
a phone.
With a phone. A phone at gmail.com.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people think that what happened with me was kind of a little bullshit. I do too. I mean, the guy was 25 years older than me.
He got you drunk, and then he recorded you.
Mm-hmm.
And did he get you worked up or what?
He did, yeah.
Was it like? Did y'all get physical?
No.
It was just y'all yelling?
No. He kept saying on the recording, "Stop hitting me, Jennifer. Stop hitting me, Jennifer." And every time he said that, I got hit with an assault charge.
Even though you didn't hit him?
I never hit him. If I was hitting him, you'd see me in the background, like yelling at him, or like, I mean, not see me, but hear me, or hear like a hit. And there's nothing.
What
Like,
did you say? What were you saying when he was saying, "Don't hit me, stop hitting me"?
It was silent.
Oh, so you weren't like responding?
Apparently, I was not hitting him is the problem.
Oh man, that's crazy. So they got you on the tape. Okay, so that's crazy. Do you have the original tape?
I don't have the original tape, but I have a transcript of one of the
Where are you going?
times in the court with him, which I won. I won in civil court. I didn't win in criminal court.
Oh, did you get some money out of him in civil court?
No, it was a civil court. Like anyway, I'll just get you the information.
No worries, I got you.
Yeah, like it was kind of really funny, actually.
But it took.
I mean, the way that the judge treated him was really bad. I mean, I almost felt bad for him.
And now this guy, he was your husband?
No, this is a guy that was like madly in love with me, who I didn't want at all, and I didn't want to have anything to do with. I was too young. He was too old.
And he would later go on to commit suicide?
No. And then I got together with my husband during all of this. And then my husband did commit suicide. Yeah. His name is Joshua Hinchberger. We had a baby together. I have a little 3-year-old, Grayson Hinchberger.
I got you. I'm just trying to make sure I'm following. Sad. So the guy that you ended up going to prison for is still alive. And then later you married someone else.
I actually got back together with an ex-boyfriend from college, which is the guy that I married, Joshua Hinchberger. Yeah, and because the whole thing kind of worked out too, is because he was a political science major, and he knew so many like attorney type stuff. And I called him one day and I'm like, I'm in trouble.
Oh, this is when you went to jail?
Yeah. And he said, honey, I don't know what to do. I'm just like in this much trouble. And he goes, I'll be down right away. And so he came down and then he never left. He just stayed with me during everything and protected me and loved me. And
you went to prison and he still loved you when you went to prison?
Oh my God, he came to visit me. This man was the love of my life. Like, I can't even tell you. I had a son with him, and I would never have kids ever because I didn't want to have kids. I just loved him so much. I wanted to have a kid because I wanted him to be just like his father. Like the love that I feel for this man still to this day is crazy. I mean, I'm really sad about his depression. I'm really sad about everything that he went through. I'm really sad about everything that I went through. It's going to take some time to heal. It has taken some time. It's been almost 2 years since he died. And he died January 27th. I'll never get over him. He's just an amazing man. Like, I'm sure you would have really loved him. He's a snowboarder. Just a really cool guy. He was a stack tester. He wasn't like... Coda, Annabella, come here. Come on. Coda, come here. He wasn't full of himself or anything. He was just him, He was just an amazing person. You can look him up on Facebook, Joshua Hinchberger. And you just see him, and you just know he's.
Was he on medication?
No, he was an alcoholic.
Gotcha.
So the first time we tried, I sent him to rehab for 30 days. The second time we tried, to himself, I sent him to the psych ward, and the third time, he succeeded.
He just lost all self-preservation.
I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened in his mind, because it wasn't the same man that I knew when I married him. And I almost think it's because I gained weight, like, because I was attractive and then I wasn't. I don't know.
Oh, no, you can't take the blame for this. This is something within everyone that once you lose self-preservation, and like, I'm not saying the first and second time were failed attempts, but maybe he was just screaming out and he never found whatever he was looking for.
But he cheated on me in rehab with this girl that he called a unicorn.
But rehab is rehab. You're talking about locking closed adults together that are coming off substances, and the last thing you care is if they're hooking up with each other. And so, like, it's almost like a rehab is like a weird science experiment. So you got to be real careful about. I mean, it's
no. I did. I talked to her.
Yeah.
About it.
So that's a crazy deal in and of it. So that's a crazy story. You have you've lived kind of a crazy life.
No, I've been through a lot. Right before that, my nephew, Caden, committed suicide in Boulder, with a shotgun. And he stole it from his parents. Which I still don't believe to this day, but he actually died. I mean, willingly. I don't believe it. No. And then they won't give me a suicide letter, and I've been trying to get it. And they say, well, since he's 17, you can't get it.
Oh, you're talking about your cousin or your nephew?
My nephew. His name is Caden Reese Anderley. And he sold his parents, my sister, he sold their gun out of their safe and went and shot himself in Boulder. No way. No way did he do that. And he wrote a 2.5-page suicide letter, and I'm not allowed to see it. And I've asked and asked and asked and asked. They're not allowing me to see it because he's 17.
Did you and your sister not talk? Gotcha.
Yeah. And I told her I'd never talk to her again. I was like, there's nothing keeping us together anymore, because my nephew was basically the glue, and she told me he wrote a sentence, but there's 2.5 pages, which the detective told me. But I'm not allowed to touch it because he was 17. The detective said, I'm never allowed to read it. Huh. Which doesn't make any sense. When can I read it? When are you going to let it go? I don't know.
This was after. Was this before or after your husband?
It was before.
This was before.
Uh-huh. I went through hell over that, and then I can't believe my husband would ever even think about it after what I went through with that. I mean, like, it was horrid. I mean, like, I cried for like every day for months,
It's a crazy thing to lose.
Oh, I have to get this over to you. Hold on.
Well, no worries. You can email it. What else is? What are you going to survive the coronavirus?
I don't even want to talk about it.
You're done with it, huh?
I'm just, because it upsets me, and I'm okay if I don't have to talk about it. Like,
no, I don't want to make you talk about it. You called to tell me about prison, and you told me a lot about prison. Told me your story of going to prison. Here it is.
I'm sending it to you right now.
You're sending me your documents.
Yeah. Okay. So it is The real. I'm gonna have to make sure I figure this out. The real dad
with a phone.
With
How many glasses of wine had you had this today?
nothing.
Nothing.
With the phone or a phone?
With a phone. I was just guessing.
Shut the fuck up. Why are you even saying that? With a phone. Okay, so it's not that. It's a.
The real dad with a phone.
At
Gmail.
Yeah, this is actually kind of interesting if you want to read it.
Is it like the report?
It's the whole transcript from a court.
Like your whole court transcript.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh.
No, it shouldn't take too long.
I'll see if it comes through.
Yeah. So anyway, about prison, is there any more questions that you want to ask me?
No, I think you covered it. We have a good idea of where Krystal is, and right now I think she's still. The last I heard, she was still in Denver. I haven't seen that she's been moved to Pueblo, but you're figuring that'll happen once that she goes through her evaluation and stuff.
How long has she been there?
She's been there over 7 days.
Oh yeah, sometimes it takes about 14. So they're gonna.
She's been
right
there.
now. She's having.
She's been sentenced, so she went up there probably. Let's see, when did they sentence her? That would have been. We're in March, so I think she got sentenced back in.
Oh no, yeah. So she's probably still in Denver. She had her womanly thing that they go in and check to see if you're okay. What kind of stuff you have going on down there, and then
they do all the big
blood work.
Full medical exam.
They're gonna do blood work.
Make sure she's not pregnant.
Counseling. Yeah, exactly. No, she's not pregnant. If she was there, she's not pregnant.
Yep. Well, cool.
And then they'll just put her probably in a pod, and then she'll work herself to a nicer pod with good behavior.
Yeah, so I got your whole transcript.
Yeah, that's my
transcript. All right. I'll have to read it and go through it, and it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how much you remember, like what you've told me about your story. And then I don't know when the last time it is you read this transcript. It'll be interesting to see what pops out from this transcript less than what you've told me. So,
well, again, I was charged a lot. I was charged with like 17 misdemeanors and 4 felonies because the cop was a friend of a friend. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I was so scared that it really like took me down. It took me down to where it took my health down.
But you made it through. This was 7 years ago, and you made it through.
I'm still coming out on the other side. Still like scared of people. Still scared of cops. I'm terrified of them. Because in the transcript, you're going to read about a guy named Michael Guggenheim. And he is a very, very big player in Denver and in New York. And I dated him for, maybe 5 years prior. And he had sent me to the hospital because he beat me up. And I'd called the cops on him. And I never wanted to call the cops on him because I knew better. I knew he could always just financially kick the shit out of me, you know. He had a saltwater swimming pool in his backyard. He was a 56-year-old man. He was a bad person to fuck with. And I didn't want to fuck with him. I knew him when I was 21. I was his girlfriend. It was just really bad. It was really, everything that he did to me was really bad. And he helped Ellen with this guy that you're going to read about, with what you do to hurt me, to take me down. And they did. And I believe if it was today, I actually could have, I could have say, because there's the woman's right. But in 2013, I had nobody, and I was terrified. And whatever I could do, like even when Michael got arrested for hitting me the way that he did, and he broke the cornea of my eyes, I was too scared to fight back. I just said to the courts, no, he's fine. He's fine. Because I know what he would have done to me socially and through everyone that we knew. And I just knew I would just be a piece of shit. And he did. They all did it. They made me out to be the most scariest person that you could ever know, but it wasn't me, it was them.
And they ended up getting you, and you ended up getting the violation for what, like a hot test or something?
No.
Oh, it's because the argument.
It was
it was a call, like a noise violation.
It was a noise violation.
They put you in prison on a violated probation of a noise violation.
Yeah, on a noise violation.
God, that sucks. That really sucks.
And everyone in prison, and even the probation officers or anyone that I ever talked to, they were like, I have no idea how this happened to you. I have no idea. Yeah, I passed all of my UAs. I passed every single breathalyzer. They had me on 6 UAs a week.
Like daily UAs.
Daily, and then they had me on at home breathalyzers, about 6 breathalyzers a day.
Jeez.
When I hadn't even hurt anybody, I mean, like, they were coming down on me hard, and so I knew that they had definitely inside stuff going on.
That's crazy.
And then when I found out that they were all partying together, the DA and my ex, and then my other ex, apparently, the night before, I still could not do it. I hired Harvey Steinberg. I gave him $30,000. And nothing.
That's
they got me.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
No, but I couldn't control a man that controlled the town. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. That's his friends. So I got screwed.
But you made it. You're out of it.
Yeah, I did, but I was depressed for so long, and so I blame that on myself that my husband died, because I was so sad all the time and not capable of just being myself. And all we wanted to do was go out and go dancing or go be with ourselves, but I couldn't because I constantly had a scram on my ankle or was constantly under supervision or things like that. I mean, my husband and I just really wanted to celebrate each other before we had a baby. And it just turns out that we got pregnant before I was off of parole. And I was just fat and pregnant that entire time. And then I never lost the weight. And then I ended up gaining like 80 pounds just because I couldn't go do anything the way that things were, and I just sunk into myself. I was terrible. I was just a very sad person. It destroyed my life.
But you're still here.
I guess.
Yep, you are. And look, now you just make it through this little hiccup the rest of the world's going through. And this is easy. This is easy for you. You've already been through some of the hardest time you could ever go through. I can't imagine going through a nephew who died. I can't imagine going through a husband, or a spouse who died. So I can't imagine going through, 3 months in prison. So hey, you made it. You've been shaped. So hey, thank you for calling me. I'm glad I answered.
But you didn't hear about my charges. So I got destruction of evidence from throwing the cell phone in the hot tub. I got a misdemeanor charge for throwing a teddy bear at him. I
got the transcript. I'm gonna read all this.
Yeah.
You sent me the book.
All right.
All right. Hey, take it easy, stay safe, and hug your kids a little tighter.
I will.
You made it through with them. You're gonna make it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And I'm telling you right now that she's probably in jail, feeling pretty good, because prison isn't that bad. County jail.
You're not gonna make people happy saying that.
Well, maybe we need to make some changes.
I know, right? For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Hey, well, thanks for your time.
Yes, absolutely.
I will talk to you later, okay? You never know. You never, ever know who's going to call Dad with the phone, when I'm going to answer, when I'm not going to answer. This call maybe give you a little insight give you a lot of insight into her life, but maybe it will give you a little insight into prison life in Colorado for women, where Krystal Lee Kenney is, where she's spending her time, how she's spending her time, how other inmates may be treating her. So, that's there's a story from where Krystal Lee Kenney's going to be, where Letitia Stock's going to be, where these women are here in Colorado that have put their babies in microwaves. What the craziness is that? You've been watching Dad with a Phone. You can find me at all the links below. If you want to throw into my bucket is the PayPal link at the bottom of the screen. That is just to say you like the entertainment, the phone calls. You want me to continue to do lives. Make sure you follow me on all the social medias, and stay safe out there. We'll talk to you guys later.